Oh, well, I'm Giz.
Shog. On pinch, we're
The English Dogs.
That's the
yeah,
one.
that's right.
Sorry about that, but... Alright.
Stuart, don't ask us to introduce ourselves again.
Alright, that was fine.
We might do an ending for you as well, actually.
Well, we've had a few of them today already. Some are straight thrash again. So I mean, the people who get to watch this know fuck all about punk in general and fuck all about what's going on here this weekend. What?
They'll know about punk, the people that come here.
The people that watch the videos.
Yeah, but the people that watch the video will know about it as well, won't they?
Well, just in case you don't, this is a big old festival.
All right then, let's just say that say that the video's being shown to a completely new crowd. Yeah, we'll pretend that completely new crowd. Right. Okay.
It's
yeah.
basically the biggest. Is it the biggest punk festival ever in Britain? I think it is.
I'd imagine so.
Yeah, because it is solely punk.
It's solely punk. 3 days. How many bands are playing? 70 or something.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to go to like the Christmas on Earth in like 80, 81, 82 at Queen's Hall. That was great. It was like 8 or 10,000 people at that sort of thing. But it's not on a scale. This is quite ambitious. And also having it in Blackpool is a pain in the arse for a lot of people to get to. You know, but fuck it. So
They used to have the ones in Leeds.
cheap slags.
And there's always Fuck Reading. Yeah. I mean, they're pretty big promotions.
But they're safe because they're in London.
But they're not 3 days either. 3 days.
So fair play.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's full enough in here for it to have worked. So it's a gamble, but that's the gamble.
So what have you picked up on the general atmosphere so far? Have you had time
only
to...
through driving around town, you know. I've only been here like 10 minutes or something, but...
I saw a little bit of that band that was on just then. Good crowd.
Drones.
So it was, really. Wicked.
And the atmosphere looks good.
Yeah.
It was on the Friday night, wasn't it?
Yeah, they played twice.
Done another set. Yeah.
Last night was rocking, wasn't it?
That's one of the sweet things about this gig is just a chance of seeing loads of old bands.
So people are still
You know, so many of them have just disappeared. Chance of getting to see them again.
One thing good about the vibe is it seems that everyone's still alive.
Yeah, right.
The last day on the Sunday night, that's kind of amazing. I was expecting most people to be flattening back.
It's quite amazing seeing how much younger we are than the rest of them as well.
There's a few oldies, man.
Yeah.
Believe me.
No pot bellies and grey hairs here, lads.
Right, so
And we've probably been going as long as them as well. We just started you.
can you tell me how and why you actually got involved with punk rather than any other form of music?
Timing.
Individually or as a group.
As a group?
It's timing, wasn't it? The time was right.
Yeah, at the time, like 79, there was nothing about. It was like that first wave of punk had really died off with the Pistols, and you had like the Upstarts, Stiff Little Fingers, UK Subs, and that was really about it. And there wasn't much inspiration, you know. Although there was like a lot of previous stuff had gone by, what was really good bands, and the music was great.
There was Stiff Little Fingers.
Yes, I've already said that, I think. But anyway, SLF as well. And there was like a real minority of good bands about, and we thought, well, you know, the more bands, the merrier, even if they're crap, you know. I mean, the amount of times you must go and see like bands who are just like, yeah, they're crap. If you've got your heart into it and you want to put all your bollocks into it, you can make something good out of it. We did. You know, it's just the inspiration because there was no great amount of bands about doing anything. There seemed to be these established 4 or 5 good bands and then nothing else. So we thought we'd sort of stick out, Tubman's Smurfing or whatever.
It's just a case of like just being at the right age where you want to do something. You know, when you're like 10 and 11 years old, you know, you're either going to sort of get really heavily into football or you're going to, you know, study more or whatever. Or, you know, I picked up a guitar and it just hit it all at the same time. You get the Stranglers getting into the charts, that's the music that you're hearing, and you've got a guitar in your hand, you just start learning it. So that's it, you know, it's just a case of what do you want to do with your life? Do you want to make something of it? You know, and see things and get the experience of being on stage.
Of course, you don't really think about that when you're 10 or 11.
Well, you dream, and it's whether you want to follow your dreams through. whether you want to complete something or whether you just want to coast your way through life and let things just sort of fly over you and just be a yes man and just do what everyone else tells you to do, or whether you want to push your life, be the leading force behind it. And punk enabled us to do that.
So you've briefly mentioned this. How did it change you personally?
Well, it changes. I mean, punk is a great information source, isn't it?
It's a great leveler as well.
You get bands giving you loads of information in their lyrics and also sort of helping you with your attitude. You know, just kind of teaching you.
Yeah, like I say, it's a great leveler. There seems to be like no hierarchy. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people of so-called big American bands might think they're a lot better for some reason, you know, and in what way I don't know. They might think they're a lot better because they might think their music's better, they've got, you know, proper record company, agents, support, management, and all that. And they might think that is great and good in the way they do it, but the DIY way of doing it has been proved to work time and time again. That's where bands come from, and that, you know, they can't help it if they become popular. That's another great myth about, you know, as soon as bands become popular, punks hate them, and that is just bollocks. They can't help it. You know what I mean? Like, what's that band from Scotland?
Cathedral.
Yeah, they just supported Rancid. You know, they're total DIY, pissed out the brains every night on stage. Don't give a fuck about what they do, and people really like them. They can't fucking help that, can they? So I suppose, you know, they're going to be the next band to be slagged off for being big, getting 2 good gigs.
And probably everyone will be now saying that they're rock stars and they're rich because they've probably got paid 60 quid between them.
2 of them are in Trainspotting.
Oh, yeah, they're
So the film stars as well.
Yeah, the DIY thing's like, it's a good soul development. You know, you become more sussed. You see how you can do, how it can be achieved, how you can get your song onto a slab of 7-inch vinyl. Just getting from one stage to the next, and you can see it as it's happening.
I think
It's
also
not easy.
you appreciate things a lot more as well. Just little things you appreciate more. Like if you walk into somebody's house, and all right, they may live in a squat in the middle of Germany, right? But they're putting you up for the night and they're feeding you. You don't moan that you've got to sleep on their wooden floor. I mean, they're giving you a roof over your head for the night. And a lot of people, you know, just walk out of places like that. You know,
We wouldn't survive.
that's the only way to do things sometimes.
If we couldn't like crash on people's floors.
Although people, you know, sort of big time record companies, promoters, agencies, they do rip punk off as much as they can.
It's always looked down on as the scum of the music world, and whereas you get a noncy rock band going along to some pub gig, you know, of the pub stroke club circuit, and yeah, they'd have a rider and they'd have all their food and they'd have accommodation sorted out. You get to a pub gig and it's like, any chance of a beer, mate? You know, warm beer. It's like, no chance, mate, you're dreaming. I think you're rock stars.
Yeah, that's out of order, actually. That is.
It is
So,
shit, but
you
it's
know,
very
we want
true.
that to be known.
It's true, it's fucking out.
Why should opportunities and, you know, wealth or whatever you want to call it, why should that only be restricted to a certain class? You know, why can't like punk class have that as well and enjoy that? You know, like punks, for instance, to them, all they can do is just look for pubs that sell beer for 99 pence a pint because they can't afford anything else.
Over that way.
Yeah.
There's plenty of them around here.
No chance of them enjoying the fun of having a skydive or something like that. You know, why can't those opportunities be given to everyone else?
Why can't they be given to anyone
Well,
else?
it's just because, as we've said, you know, the punk thing, they constantly try and sort of like give you less money for the gig, make things harder for you. You know, it's something that you've got to push through, you've got to fight it, and not allow people to just treat you like substandard all the time.
It's very difficult getting through to them, but it is, you know, we just ask for basic requirements. We don't ask for like an outrageous wage, we don't ask for meals, we don't ask for hotels. If we get it, great. You know, it's just,
Certainly, I'm not going to turn it down.
Oh, we do ask for it now.
Well, we do now.
I can do us for it now.
Fuck it, we've been going 15 years and we've been treated like shit for 15 years. Do you know, English dogs have never had a fucking royalty check off a record company in 15 years.
Yeah, let's have some respect.
Yeah, fucking give us some respect. We've had to take record companies to court to get money out.
Is it true?
Clay Records took them to court twice to get money out.
Getting that.
Rock Records folded when we started chasing them for money. He licensed our albums all over the world without our permission. And the first that we knew about it was when people were sending us like Italian and American copies of it. It's like, what? I didn't even know it was released there, you know? And that's how we've been treated all our careers. So now it's like, fuck it, we're a good band, we want some respect.
So how do you go about stopping that? Giving the bands a lot more say in what goes on?
Well, basically, right, everybody generally, you know, you ring up and the promoter says to you, right, we're only going to pay you 80 quid and, you know, you've got to play for 45 minutes and you're on at 6 o'clock or whatever. And what everybody generally does is they say, okay, fair enough. And they do it and they moan about it afterwards, whereas nowadays the promoter tells you that, you say, well, you fuck off, phone me back when you fucking give a better deal.
When you've developed a brain of some kind.
As I say, you know, we've driven 230 odd miles to get here. You know, you can't come and play here for a fiver, can you?
Although there's plenty of bands that will.
Yeah.
But what we're trying to say is, you know, don't.
Yeah. Why should you?
There's no reason
This
why
week
you should.
the Casualties, band from New York, come over, they paid their own airfare, they got 200 quid, something. And there's fucking 4 or 5.
We know that everyone does that. We know so many people do it. You know, we've done it ourselves.
You can't do it all.
We're just saying, look, it's gonna. You're just getting treated. You know, this is what the whole thing's about. What I'm trying to say. You're constantly, you know, it's going, oh, they'll do everything for really cheap. They're a cheap band. You know, they just get treated cheap, and you just go along with it. You just go along with it for so much time, and it just keeps on rolling along. And it kind of the endurance of it after a while, you know, it can become really soul destroying. So just don't do that. Just don't do it the way how they want you to do it. Do it your way.
So where do you think that attitude's come from? Like, oh, they're a punk band, they don't need paying. Where did it?
It's been there from the early pub gigs where people put things on themselves, and if they can have a beer out of the night, that's fine. You know, but when you've got a tour and you're travelling all over the place, you've got your van hire, you've got to fucking eat, you've got to drink, all that sort of shit. Where's the money come from for that? You can't do that on 80 quid a night, but that's the way it's always been. You've got to change it.
It's half the fault of a lot of people that call themselves DIYers and you know, make themselves out to be really politically correct and everything. But then a lot of these people, if you go down the road to the most expensive hotel in Blackpool, they're all staying there.
Yeah,
so they own their own businesses.
No names, like.
And blah blah blah. You know, they've all got loads of money, but you get a nice gig and it's like, no, we're playing for nothing tonight. In fact, we paid 50 quid each to play it. We haven't got any money, so it's half the fault of the people, sometimes the people that are doing it, that are preaching about it. Let's just be realistic, none of us want to be fucking skinned for the rest of it, or we prefer not to be.
So, to you, what is the best thing that came out of punk?
Us.
It's not an original answer. So.
You want the truth?
Yeah. What to you? What is the best thing that came out of punk?
Us.
It's the first
last
time
album.
It's the first time in society that people have started thinking, oh, well, fair enough, hippies, they had a little bit of a go at it, but then, you know, Charlie Manson started killing people and the hippies died and all that. So the first time in England that people started thinking, hold on a second, this society doesn't really work, does it?
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know.
That information source.
A good thing, I think one of the best things about punk is the universal comradeship of it. You could walk into a house in any country, into a town in any country in the world, and you meet some punks in a street, and you'll be put up that night, you'll be fed, you'll be looked after, and you'll probably be given some money to go on your way, you know, to wherever you go. And as long as you're a decent person, you'll find other decent people out there. You can't tell me that you can just walk up to any like straight guy in the street and say, look geezer, I'm stuck, could you put me up for the night? Yeah, right mate, yeah. See ya. But you can do with punk, and we've proved it time and time again. You know, in the early days when we was just knocking about city centres and that, we'd go over from Grantham to Derby, meet up with the Derby punks, and you you know, that's how one town becomes related with another, and then you meet the Nottingham punks, then you go off and you meet the Manchester punks, you meet, you know, the London punks, all different factions of them, and that, and you're treated great. It is just like a big universal family, and to me that's the best thing that's come out of punk. The attitude of friendship, being
Definitely the attitude.
As in
being what you are, and the attitude of just like giving a good finger to those who deserve it.
Because there are a lot of people who have everybody in the country working for fuck all, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week.
And the power of the
wearing
music.
grey clothes and all having short dark hair.
and eating peas.
The power of the music, of course, and you know, right across the board, you can get like one different style of lyric to another different style, like the Buzzcocks, you know, with their pop style lyric, going over right to the, you know, the far kind of political stuff of Crass, and then kind of more, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm thinking Susie and the Banshees lyrics. Their lyrics are kind of a bit more profound, subliminal, you know, into deep thinking. And I like that scope. I'm really into all that scope. And as I said, the power of the music.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that attracts everybody in the first place, really, is just the power of the music. There's no pretension in it, it's just like, you know, you turn your guitar on the left and away you go.
Yeah, it's pretty gutsy. And the fact that you can have like bands like us, 3 pieces, that get up on a stage and make a fucking right noise. A beautiful racket. And, you know, it's all real. So we're making it. That's, you know, for me, that's the best thing.
Fair enough, it might occasionally be a little bit rough.
Yeah, rough at the edges.
You've got to take the rough with the smooth.
So what about
the
the worst?
hairstyles? Don't forget the hairstyles as well. We've got some of the best hairstyles.
What about the worst? What's the worst thing that came out of punk?
Right, I would say now,
Loads of alcoholics
this is a new, yeah, that is it.
saying that they're punks,
Too
but
much.
they're not.
How can you put it? Too much of a kind of like bent put on just drinking and getting completely fucking rat-assed all of the time
And they're moaning that you ain't got
and moaning about everything. It's like sometimes some people can't even appreciate something small like a Chinese meal.
Yeah, right.
You know, it all has to be.
What's that?
It's down the neck.
We got slagged off in a fan thing for eating a Chinese meal before a gig.
Yeah, it was all in good humour, but
Yeah.
we sorted him out.
Digging
It was like, you know, food is hardly a priority to you, is it?
Yeah. I mean, it's not very
Bit of a luxury.
constructive, and you're not going to change the world by downing a bottle of 12% cider and laying
Yeah.
it on the side of the street.
Because all
are
you're going to do is talk about it all the time. It's all talk, you know. Don't just talk the talk, walk the fucking walk. And if you're just going to be pissed all the time, you're not going to get round to it.
And that's not rebelling against society, is it?
It's rebelling against yourself. If you can't handle the way you are, then you just blot it out with alcohol. You know, that's people rejecting themselves, and they're just not doing anything constructive at all. They're just destroying themselves by doing that. Everybody likes to get pissed, but the years are gone where we just... we don't even fucking drink on the way to a gig now. We respect our music, you know, just one or two, mate.
You can get a buzz out of other things, can't you?
Drugs.
Yeah, we don't take drugs.
I've heard that they're really good.
Yeah.
That contradicts the last video interview we done. There was a little bit on there about drug dealers come to our gigs.
Don't mention anything like that. What's
It's
this?
absolute
Oh,
rubbish.
sorry, wrong band.
That was them, this is us.
Same faces, different hairstyles.
Yeah.
So, what future do you see for punk?
Well, it depends on what you want to do with it. I can see like a couple of great years. You know, it all depends on you, you know, everyone. It depends on what you want to do with it. Don't be frightened. You know, if it becomes slightly commercialised, if some people use it and take it and they go away and they bring out an album, they call it a punk album, but they're, you know, quite a big band. You know, if they just say something like, oh, we're influenced by punk, that's cool, that's all right. There's nothing, that is good, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, somewhere down the chain, people are going to be listening to them, and then they might just listen to you, you know, or listen to the other bands. That's all good. Don't put that down. Allow it to develop. But if all you're going to do is just moan about it all the time, and if you just want punk to stay absolutely underground, well, you know, underground is great. You know, we like that. but allow it to develop. Give it a couple of good years. You know, there's so many great bands. Let them come out.
So briefly, finish up. Can you tell us a bit about yesterday and what you was?
We had a fucking great day.
We had a great time.
VIP styling.
Were we lording it up, lads?
We was lording it. And, you know, fucking recommend it to anyone. Lord it up.
125,000 people. It's 100-foot tall on video screen.
Tonking away.
Tongue out, spitting at the audience, even though the first member was at least 120 feet.
And that isn't because the crowd were that far back, because they weren't bothered, you know. We're talking, it was big, you know, it was really big.
Edward Festival, Prodigy, very good. Very good day, still recovering from it now.
Yeah, still recovering. Woke up really pissed this morning, after what we said earlier, but you know, give yourself a treat.
Let yourself go.
So this is probably the wrong time to ask, because you've not been on yet. But how do you think that will compare to today?
Well,
Come
this will be
on,
more aggressive.
it's different, isn't it? You know?
It's a different world.
The crowd
different
yesterday
buzz.
was quite laid back, really. You know, even though great applause, great cheers, there wasn't like any slamming pits going on or anything like that. They're all quite nice people there, you know what I mean?
No, this is good in its own way. Yeah. This is good in its own way, you know, but it's brilliant in its own way. Yeah, you know, don't think that I can't do one and then do the other, because I can, because I'm old enough to. Do you know what I mean? You know, I'm not some fucking stupid 16-year-old. You got that fucking stupid 16-year-old. Although I was once, you know.
Is that a prejudice towards 16-year-olds I picked up there? Well, yeah,
To 18.
15 to 18.
I'd stayed at 18. Stayed at 18.
I ain't got past it. Never got past me.
Didn't even get to 21. We're not
I think that's
interested in
another great thing
it.
about punk. It never lets you grow up. Honestly.
Although a few people here seem to have somehow.
Yeah, but they're still up there making idiots.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? Yeah, the drones, that was fucking good. That's a good noise.
This ain't good drones.
No, before that.
It's fine as that.
Alright, so finally, in as few words as possible, what does punk mean to you?
It's probably a different slant.
It is. It's another angle.
It means energy and aggression.
It means free holidays every year.
Lots of German beer.
German and Czech beer, we've discovered that.
Tattooed women.
That is tattooed and pierced women. That is tattooed, pierced women, beer, free holidays.
Yeah.
And great music. And a lot
Hairstyles.
A lot of friends. Friends all around the world, just through being a punk.
Anything else you want to mention? Before we finish up, anything else you want to mention?
Yeah, All the World's a Rage is an album that we brought out last year, 1995. We brought that album out. If you haven't heard it, go and check it out, you know, because the promotion is bloody useless. You know, just can't get the promotion for it. Not yet. We're working on it, even though it's been out for a year.
I've forgotten that we'd recorded it.
Check the album out. Just check it out. If you want to know more about us, you know, don't just listen to if someone's like slagging us off or whatever. Don't listen to them. Just go and check the album out. All the World's a Rage.
Come and see us live.
Yeah, come and see us live. Yeah. That's it. The live thing is, you know, definitely what this band is about. The live thing. But do check the album out. The lyrics, the music, everything fucking says it in a nutshell. See you later.
That's it.